gentlemen, once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking General Miguel Magallon. And as always, it's the president, the founder, the motherfucking CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sports Betting Podcast with the Sports Betting Mexican. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give you guys my maxed out guaranteed bet of the week, my lock of the century, my lock of the month, a motherfucking parlay of the century. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I give you the all-in, maxed out, ride or die parlay. Do or fucking die bets of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my entire bankroll of the entire NFL season. And I'm putting it all on the line this week. One bet, one ticket, one parlay, one guaranteed, one locked in fucking nuclear missile. Only thing you got to decide is if you're ready to launch those fucking nukes. Because this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, I am pulling the motherfucking trigger. And I'm unloading everything in the bankroll. And I'm dumping all of my money into one ticket, one bet, and one parlay this NFL weekend. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I'm going to give you guys my maxed in, all out, guaranteed bet of the fucking week, bet of the month, parlay of the year, and motherfucking sports bet of the century. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with boxing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The General is going large on boxing, football, and maybe a little bit of basketball. Let's see. So, first things first. We had a bad week last week, right? Had some tickets not really go our way. It's not that we lost a lot of bets. It's that we got a lot of pushes. And sometimes a push feels like a loss to me. Because, I think I lost 3, 4, maybe 5 bets this weekend. But then I had 2 or 3 bets that were like a fucking push this weekend. So it was kind of frustrating because sometimes you need the wins to offset the losses. But when you get a push, you be like, all right, it's cool. I didn't make no money. I didn't lose no money. I just get my money back, a refund. But the problem is you don't need a push. You need a fucking win. You need a victory to offset some of those losses. So this past weekend was very frustrating for me. And I was kind of pissed the fuck off because I had multiple pushes this weekend where I was looking at the ticket and I was like, man, I got a -3 and they won by 3. Are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Or I take a team on a teaser and then I get a push on the teaser. Are you fucking kidding me? Or I put a team on a fucking money line parlay and you know what I mean? The ticket ends up, dropping because this didn't happen or that didn't happen. So it ends up being a push for me. That shit's fucking annoying, man. That's just fucking frustrating. I hate getting pushes. All I want is a fucking dub. I want the victory. If not, then fucking, rip up the ticket. I'm just here for the fucking wins and losses. I'm not here for none of that fucking in-between bullshit. So this past weekend was frustrating. So what I'm going to do now is I took a look at the slate that we have this weekend coming up on NFL Saturday, NFL Thursday, NFL Sunday. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 bets that I've had circled on my calendar for the entire year. For all of 2023, I have 2 bets that I had circled on my calendar for the end of 2023 that I said back in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all the way in the beginning of this year. I said there's going to be 2 bets that I'm going to place at the end of the year in boxing, and I'm going to wait towards the end of the NFL season before I put money on those tickets. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here at the end of the NFL season, and those 2 bets that I circled for boxing are both happening this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, December 23rd, mark that down, December 23rd, 2023, boxing, Saudi Arabia, heavyweight boxing. You got two mega fights going on this weekend. You have Anthony Joshua, the former heavyweight champion of the world, who lost his title to Usyk, the current heavyweight champion of the world. Well, that former heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, got himself a new trainer about 2-3 years ago. Ever since he had back-to-back losses to Usyk, he lost the first fight and then he lost a rematch like a bitch. And everybody wrote his name off. Everyone thought he was done. Everyone thought that was it. It's over. He's fucking washed. You know what I mean? His name will never be spoken of again. And that he was going to fucking retire from boxing. Well, this motherfucker turned around, fired his trainer, fired his coaching staff, fired everyone around him, got more serious about boxing because honestly he was taking it for granted because he's just so naturally gifted that he was better than everyone. But as soon as he went against a war dog in Usyk, who was coming from fucking Ukraine, knocking the shit out these bitches, and as soon as he got his shit rocked by a real fucking dog, right? All of a sudden he realized, you know what? Boxing might come naturally to me. I might be gifted at it. But at the end of the day, I still have to put in the work. I still have to have, discipline. I still have to have a level of commitment. I still have to be, about this life. Because if not, there's always going to be a dude who wants it more than me. There's always going to be a guy that's out there outworking me. There's always going to be a guy out there that's willing to put it all on the line just to beat me. And so I think it was a good thing that Anthony Joshua, former heavyweight champion of the world, I thought it was a good thing he lost his heavyweight title, his heavyweight crown, his undisputed heavyweight championship. I'm glad he lost it to Usyk, the current heavyweight champion, who's looking to fight Tyson Fury out there in front of the Saudis too next year. So I'm glad that Usyk won that title from Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua, he's skilled, he's gifted, he has a lot of talent, he has, a perfect body frame for it, he's built for it, but he just doesn't have that attitude. He's kind of like a lot of these fucking NBA players these days, where like, they have the talent, and sometimes they play really good, and you're like, damn, this dude, he could be special one day, but they spend more time in the strip club than they do at practice. They spend more time fucking flexing on Instagram in front of these hoes than practicing their free throws. They spend more time out there balling and fucking stunning on Twitter and TikTok than they do hitting up the gym and practicing their fucking three-pointers. You know what I mean? You guys ever see guys like that in football or basketball or MMA or boxing or UFC or fucking tennis, golf? It doesn't matter. You name the sport, it's all the same. Sometimes there's dudes who are really talented athletes that could go really far in their sport, in their division, and one day they can claim a championship. But instead of putting in that work in the gym, instead of being disciplined with their diet, instead of being committed, when it comes to their training, instead of working on fucking things, instead of developing a fucking jump shot, instead of, focusing on the career, they spend more time out there on fucking Twitter and Instagram and, chasing thoughts in the strip club and chasing the hoes and the bee, Like, they're not really about that life. Like, they love the money they make, but they're not trying to be great. They're just trying to get another fucking paycheck. You feel me? And that's who Anthony Joshua was. Anthony Joshua was like that number one pick in the draft that, was supposed to be special, like Zion Williamson's fat ass. And he took it for granted. And then he started knocking these bitches out left and right. Next thing you know, he became heavyweight champion. And next thing you know, he thought he made it, to the peak of life. He thought he made it to the mountaintop. And he got lazy. He got complacent. He got fucking, fat and fucking lazy like Zion Williamson. And then guess what happened? This dude named Usyk, this fucking old school war dog like fucking LeBron James in the NBA, they went up there and pressed that motherfucker and dunked it on their ass. Just boom, motherfucker. How's this nutsack taste in your mouth? And they went down. They went down like a bitch, in my opinion. Both Zion and AJ. And so afterwards, Anthony Joshua said, nah, B, I'm not going down like that. I'm not about to be remembered as a has-been or a never was or, a fucking flash in the pan, a one-hit wonder, here one day, gone the next day. I'm not going to be one of those guys. Like, I'm gonna fucking rebuild myself. I'm gonna retrain myself. I'm gonna get back in the gym. I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm gonna be committed. I'm gonna be like fucking Rocky in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, he got his shit rocked and then he had to get humbled and then he had to go back in the gym and remember where he comes from. You know what I mean? He had to find that dog in him. So Anthony Joshua, for the last couple of years, he fired his coach, he fired his entire staff. He reset his entire training regimen. He hired a new fucking coach, and he got new people around him. And for the last, couple years or so now, he's been out here just fucking massacring people. He's been out here fucking just popping these motherfuckers. One shot, pop, pop, bam! Knocking motherfuckers left and right out in the fucking ring. He's been out here destroying and demolishing people. Straight up. He looks like who he was supposed to be. A heavyweight champ. A heavyweight contender. You know what I mean? An undisputed champion in the making. He finally is taking the sport of boxing seriously. He is finally, back to his old ways. He's finally reaching his potential, maximizing his potential, and taking this shit fucking seriously. He wants to be the number one contender. He wants to be the undisputed champion of the world. He wants to be the heavyweight fucking champion right now. And now that he got his shit rocked and he got humbled in back-to-back fights against the current heavyweight champion Usyk, now I think that humbling experience of him getting his shit rocked not only humbled him, but it gave him that hunger back. And now for the last couple of years, he's kind of been like a dog in the streets, trying to find his own way, trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong, trying to understand how he took that shit for granted, questioning why he got so complacent, wondering why nobody was around him to tell him that he needs to take this shit more seriously, wondering what happened to that dog in him, wondering, how he allowed himself to get so big-headed and conceited and just complacent with everything. And the last 2-3 years, he found himself a new coach, a new training staff, a new campsite, and he's been in the gym. He's been putting in the work, and he's been knocking motherfuckers out the last 2-3 years, America. This dude, you look at his highlight reel, Anthony Joshua highlights. This dude has been knocking dudes the fuck out these last 2-3 years. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him because I wish someone like Zion Williams' fat ass would do the same thing in basketball. I wish some of these QBs in the offseason would actually work with their wide receivers like Tom Brady used to. I wish a lot of these athletes would take their sport more seriously because I feel like a lot of them spend more time chasing hoes and chasing pussy in the club than they do actually in the offseason training for this shit. You know what I mean? And that's why I said some dudes, they don't really love the sport. They just love the money that comes with the sport. But they're not trying to be great. They're just trying to get paid. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, low key, high key, I feel like that's what a lot of athletes be these days. You know what I mean? Like, they're committed when they're in college, and then once they get that first contract, all of a sudden they out here balling, shot calling, you know what I mean? And they over here think they fucking made it now. And instead of fucking, you know what I mean, staying with that commitment, staying focused on their career, always trying to get better, always trying to improve, always trying to maximize their fucking potential in their career, they get fucking lazy. And then they get complacent. And then next thing you know, 3-4 years later, they're out of the league and they're not even in the fucking game anymore. You know what I mean? They're a fucking has-been. They're a fucking never was. They're fucking washed out in 3-4 years max. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad that Anthony Joshua got his shit rocked by Usyk, the current heavyweight champ. I'm glad that he's taking this shit more seriously. I'm glad that he's showing a higher level of commitment and discipline. And I'm glad that he's out here knocking bitches the fuck out. Because it shows that he's been humbled. It shows that he has a deeper appreciation for the sport and what he can achieve in this sport. It shows that he's fucking, that he wants it. He's motivated. He's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, he's with it now. And I think that's what you want to see, out of dudes that have the potential to become great athletes in their sport. So Anthony Joshua is fighting this weekend against this new dude called Otto Wallin. I don't know, some fucking nobody. I looked up his record. He's been knocked out a few times. He's a fucking loser. He's a career loser. He's a bum. He's basically just showing up for a payday. He's not in the same league as Anthony Joshua. He's not in the same universe. He ain't in the same stratosphere. Motherfucker ain't in the same solar system as AJ. Anthony Joshua is going to show up there on Saturday night in Saudi Arabia, and he going to knock this dude the fuck out. Otto Wallin, he's an OG. He's been around the block, but he's way past his prime. This dude is a busted-ass loser now who's just looking for a fucking payday because this is the only way he can support his family. And I'm not knocking him for it. You got to do what you got to do in life sometimes. But Otto Wallin should have retired a long time ago. He's not really built for this. He's past his prime. He was never that good when he was on top. And at this point, he's just fighting for the money at this point. And Anthony Joshua is going to use him to put another body on his fucking resume. So with that being said, I think this is going to be an easy win. I think Anthony Joshua is probably going to knock him out somewhere in the 8th or 9th round. He's going to get some good body shots in. He's going to get some good cardio in. He's going to be bopping and weaving everywhere. And I think Otto Wallin, he might start off strong. He might put up a good fight in those first 2-3 rounds. You feel me? But I think once we start getting deeper into the later rounds, round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Wallin's not going to last that long because Anthony Joshua is longer, Anthony Joshua is taller, Anthony Joshua is younger, Anthony Joshua is faster, and Anthony Joshua is fucking better than this guy. So I think Anthony Joshua is just going to knock this dude the fuck out on Saturday night, and I think that's an easy victory. Now, check this out, guys. On the same night, on the same fucking event in Saudi Arabia, we have another dude that's boxing in the heavyweight fight. And this dude right here is a fan favorite. He is world renowned. He is a former heavyweight champion himself. He is a fucking god. He is a fucking demon. He is a motherfucking beast. He is a monster. He is a fucking savage in the world of boxing. And that is none other than Deontay Wilder himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the strongest dude in boxing is fighting once again on Saturday night out there in front of the Saudis on the same night, the same ticket at the same event as Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder is fighting another fucking nobody. His name is Joseph Parker. I'm going to be honest, Joseph Parker, I don't really know much about you. I checked out your career record. It don't look impressive to me. This is another dude that's showing up just for the fucking money. I'm going to be honest. He's going to pull up to the Middle East, fuck some fucking Middle Eastern bitches that probably look like Kim Kardashian, make a couple $100,000 in one night, and get the fucking knocked out in front of the Saudis by Deontay Wilder. He is going to destroy him. I think he's probably going to knock him out in the first 2 rounds. Honestly, I'm just being honest, America. I don't think this is going to make it past 3 or 4 rounds. I think Joshua Parker is going to get his shit rocked, and he's going to be in concussion protocol by fucking end of round 1. I'm telling you, he's flying into the Saudis, but I'm telling you, he's going to leave in a fucking stretcher. This dude is going to get his shit rocked. So I hope they're paying him a whole bunch of money to get his shit cleaned out there in Saudis. But like I said, they're probably going to pay him a couple $100,000. So, I mean, fuck, for a couple $100,000, shit, who wouldn't want to get knocked the fuck out? That's a lot of money, but at the end of the day, he's going to get his shit rocked. It's probably going to only last like 2 or 3 rounds, and Deontay Wilder is going to send a fucking statement to the boxing heavyweight community that I'm still here, I'm still boxing, and I'm still coming for the motherfucking title. So you have 2 former heavyweight champions of the world in Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, both fighting on the same night out there in Saudi Arabia, Saturday fucking night, same event, same ticket, same fucking boxing ring, and they're taking on 2 different opponents, both of them who are really, in my opinion, only showing up for the money. All right, that doesn't mean they're bad people. That doesn't mean they suck, even though they kind of do. It just means that, Joseph Parker is basically a nobody who's just showing up because they're probably going to pay him a couple $100,000 to get knocked out. And Otto Wallin is a dude who's way past his prime, but he has to find a way to support his family some way. So he said, fuck it, I'll take Anthony Joshua, and he'll probably, rock my shit too. But fuck it, at least we're going to get paid. So both these dudes are showing up to get paid. Both of them are showing up for a paycheck. And both of them are really excited to make some money this weekend. So with that being said, I think Anthony Joshua and I think Deontay Wilder are both going to break these hoes the fuck off. They're going to beat their ass down. And I'm here for it. I think it's going to be an awesome boxing weekend. I think you're going to see Anthony Joshua put on a spectacular performance, and I think Deontay Wilder is going to KO this bitch named Joseph Parker. So with that being said, I've been circling this event for a long time on my calendar. Anthony Joshua, right now, you can get his odds at minus 500 at almost any sports book right now, especially if you do it online. And then Deontay Wilder, you can get him at around minus 600, minus 650 right now at almost any sports book you can find online. So both of them are basically minus 5 and minus 600. If you parlay these 2 fights together, you're probably going to get the odds somewhere around minus 200, minus 250. Now, with that being said, to me, this is easy money. To me, this is guaranteed money. To me, this is bet the entire motherfucking bankroll, bet everything you got up in this motherfucker, and lay the motherfucking smackdown on these motherfucking fighters. Anthony Joshua and fucking Deontay Wilder. They are both going to win this weekend. parlay the money lines, -5 and -600 together. You'll get about -200, -250 odds, and you just lay everything you got on the line. It should increase your bankroll about 50%. So whatever your bankroll is today, you could increase it by 50% by the end of Saturday. Whatever your bankroll is today, you'll be able to increase it by 50% by the end of Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, this is guaranteed. This is fucking max fucking profits. This is free profits. This is 100% bankroll on me. This is unload the cannons. This is pull the fucking triggers. And this is throw every single dollar, every single nickel, every single motherfucking penny you got up in the portfolio, in the fucking bankroll, and put it on the line on Saturday. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua are both motherfucking winning this weekend. This is guaranteed. This is max profit. This is the motherfucking bankroll on this shit, homie. And I think it's going to be easy fucking peasy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is my guaranteed bet of the weekend. This is my all-in. Throw everything you got up in this bitch, everything you got up in this motherfucker, and lay the motherfucking smack down when you go to the sports book this weekend. Now, here's the good news. These guys are going to fight on Saturday, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that once you cash out on Saturday, you can increase your entire bankroll by 50%. And then that means when you go into the fucking weekend to bet on the games on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, you have your entire bankroll ready plus 50% profits. So that means you can go into Sunday with basically 50% more money in your pocket, so you guys can bet more games that you guys want to bet this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of good NFL games coming up. My favorite game is probably going to be Ravens at 49ers. Right now, that spread looking at about 5.5 right now. That's probably my favorite bet on the board, my favorite bet that I'm looking at this weekend. The only other one I like right now is probably Saints at Rams. I think the Rams are going to win that game because I think the Rams are going to make the postseason. That's just my opinion. The Saints could make the postseason too if they end up winning their division, but I think the Rams are going to win this game, and I think the Rams are going to go into the postseason. I think McVay and I think Matthew Stafford are locked in and they're fucking rolling again. I think Aaron Donald is still a beast out there, and I think the team is finally getting healthy, and I think they're trying to make a run to get back into the postseason. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the 49ers, who look unstoppable. They look like a juggernaut, and they look like a team that nobody wants to be fucking with in the postseason. And I think the 49ers, when healthy, when they got Debo, when they got Trent Williams, when they got McCaffrey, when they got Brock Purdy, when they got Kittle, when they got U6, when they got Ajax, when they got fucking Warner, when they got the whole motherfucking crew, and now they got fucking Bosa and Chase Young out there on the D-line. Sheesh! Bosa and Young, man, they out here fucking slamming bitches. They giving the QBs a smackdown in the backfield. So to me, I like the 49ers as my favorite bet of the weekend in football. I think the 49ers are actually going to destroy the Ravens. I think they're going to kill the Ravens. They're going to kill Lamar Jackson. They're going to destroy Baltimore. And I think the Ravens are going to get blown the fuck out there in San Francisco. So I see some blowouts happening this weekend, America. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Rams are going to win it, but most importantly, I think the 49ers are going to smoke these hoes. I think they're going to murk these bitches. I think they're going to slaughter the Ravens. It's going to be nothing but destruction up in San Francisco. And then you look on Saturday night, the night before, on boxing, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Sheesh! We got some good games going on this weekend that's being fucking teed off by boxing. So I'm excited for it. I might do a parlay with the boxing, and I might throw in the 49ers money line. You know what I mean? Throw a fucking three-peat in there. I haven't decided yet, but I wanted to send this clip out as soon as possible. That the main ticket, the main parlay, the main money line bet is going to be Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, -5 and -600 each. Parlay that shit together, you get -250 on the money line. And then if you parlay that with the 49ers money line, who's already -250, you parlay two things that are -250 each, you basically get even money. So if you guys want, I would consider this. I would parlay the San Francisco 49ers with Anthony Joshua and then with Deontay Wilder. One ticket, one parlay, one bet, one all-in guaranteed max profit, Bet the entire bankroll on it because that's probably what I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, give me Deontay Wilder, give me Anthony Joshua, and give me the 49ers up in San Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, pull the motherfucking triggers.